Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to, this is actually Rosie's room. We've had so much sickness in our house lately, and all of the areas that I'm typically filming in are currently being occupied by sleeping kiddos. Like, somebody's sleeping in my bed, somebody's sleeping in our living room, and so I figured that being up here, I would be the furthest out of earshot. Y'all, I apologize. I feel like in all my videos lately, I've just been talking like this, trying to stay so quiet and trying not to wake everybody in our home. Listen, this is just the deal with being a stay-at-home mom, all right? Like, there's kids all the time. I shared with you guys recently that I actually have quite a few projects that are coming up, and these projects are like kind of like overhaul makeover type projects in our house. And if you're asking yourself, Kristen, your house looks great, why would you do a makeover to it? That's a good question. Honestly, I would not be doing these projects unless there was like a great need in some area. And so I shared with you guys, I'm going to be doing a living room makeover. That is probably the least priority of these. I'm going to be doing a basement makeover, which this only kind of came into play because our washer and our dryer crapped out on us and we had to buy a new one. So I was like, you know what? If we're gonna be buying something new and beautiful to bring into this old junky space, I want to enjoy it. And then we also have a kitchen makeover slash like renovation type situation happening. And I'm rolling my eyes because this is a truly eye-rolling worthy situation that we're in. Our sink broke, and so with that we have to cut new countertops, but also all of our cabinets are like broken. Like, it looks cute on camera, but it ain't cute in real life. If anybody has been to my house, you know what it really looks like in there. With all of these projects, being the person that I am trying to do them as thrifty as possible. So there's a few different things that we need. I'm gonna take y'all to the thrift store and we're gonna see if we can find some of the items thrifted. And if not, we'll just have to attain them some other frugal way. I don't know. I really try to do my best to present to you guys the most creative and frugal ways of doing things in your home. So thanks for putting up with me. Okay, people, we are starting this off with a bang. Do y'all see these Independence ironstone dishes? So I actually have an entire set of these that I have up in storage that I bring out for like holidays and stuff. But I have been holding out for Federalist ironstone for years. I only have a couple of these pieces, and to be truthful, I like them a lot more than the Independence ironstone. So I was amazed to find so many of these here. I found this dish rack. So like I said, I'm looking for things for like our kitchen or our basement or for our living room that could be helpful. I thought that this box was really nice, but I honestly couldn't think of anything to do with it. And y'all, I always love these, like, I don't know if they're Amish made, but I always call them like Amish made pieces. The wood is always exactly the tone that I love, but I just don't like the hearts that come along with them. Let me talk about these pillows. I am absolutely obsessed with every single fabric pattern that they are using for these, but the compilation of all of them and like the ragged edges, y'all, I can't. I literally looked at them for so long and I was like, should I do it? And I just know that they would wind up not being used, so I left them behind. You guys know that I always love handmade pottery. This wasn't quite my style, but I always just want to showcase it to, you know, give you guys a good look. Again, here's another piece of handmade pottery that I thought was really cute. I thought that these glasses are really pretty. I'm honestly looking for, oh gosh, I think it's called anchor hawking glasses. I'd like to get a set to replace the ones that we use all the time. I thought that these mugs were really pretty too. But I have not found the anchor hawking ones that I want. I actually found this bowl. I don't know what it's used for, but I thought about using it as, this is terrible, like a puke bowl, because the ones that we use are so nice, but they're kind of heavy and the girls having to like carry them up and down the stairs. Sometimes I feel a little bit bad for them. I found this, and can somebody explain to me what this is? I could not figure it out. At first I was like, is this like a coffee holder? But that can't be right. If anybody knows, please let me know. I try to get a good look at it so I can, you know, show you guys and maybe get some kind of idea. I had to get a picture of these two frames because we literally used to have this exact same one, the one of Tom and Huck, here in our little girl's room for years and years, and I didn't realize that it came in a set, so I thought I would show that to y'all. I also thought that this board was really nice. I would like something like this for our girls' room so that they could hang up pictures of them and their cousins and their friends and stuff like that, but honestly they weren't like anything like vintage or special, and so I did wind up leaving them behind. I saw this little doll chair. We used to have a couple of these for our girls' American Girl dolls, but they were, you know, played with a little bit too rough, and so they got all deformed, and I think we wound up just donating them or throwing them away or something like that. I came over into this wood section and I found so many cool pieces. Some of these I weren't even really sure what they were. That cutting board that I showed you guys a little bit ago, I did carry that around with me for a while, but I knew that I just wouldn't use it as much as I would hope, and so I wound up leaving it behind. But I just thought that there were so many really nice made, like quality wood pieces in here, so I thought I would show these to you. And the baskets, you guys know that I love this style of basket. Truthfully, I just can't think of a place that I would use it right now. The thing that stinks too is that I love handled baskets. Like, I think that they look so cute, but they are not the easiest for storage. Like, they kind of get in the way, and so I don't ever buy them for that type of stuff. I thought that this pegboard was cute and that it could be used for something in like somebody's kitchen. And then I came over here and found this adorable little pitcher. Of course, I came over to the coffee mugs because y'all know that I cannot resist a good coffee mug. And then I was over in the glassware. I found this really pretty like amber glass piece. And then again, I found more pottery. I wasn't really sure what this would be used for, so again, I left it behind. I found this cool little candle holder. Sorry about Lily. I thought it was cute too, but I couldn't really think of a place for it. And I don't like big fat candles. Okay, speaking of big fat candles, is that what this is for? This piece was so large. And then over here, I found this really pretty like jute woven rug. I thought that this was gorgeous, but I didn't really have a place for it. And also I was looking through some sheets to try to get some for an idea that I have for our basement. I would like to hang a sheet to cover up some of the ugliness in our basement. So I just brought in my bags of Goodwill stuff from the car. I went to take it down to the basement just to like put it down there to store it until I make my video, right? Right. Well, our last step down to our basement is like a half step. It is just like a couple inches off the ground, and my mom has fallen down this step, and I officially have fallen down the step. I was wearing my platform shoes, and missing a step and platform shoes are not a good combination. So as I was carrying my antique ironstone dishes, I caught my fall and heard a huge crash inside of this bag. So we're gonna open it up and see what the damage is.
Let's open it.
I know, I really hope that we can at least save one. Oh, let's pray that there was more than one that has lived. Okay, we have one. I forgot that there is silverware in here, so maybe that is what the crashing sound was. 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so happy. These are all fine. If the crash was just the silverware, that is gonna be amazing. 4, oh, nope, I found one. This one didn't make it. Oh, this one broke. Oh yeah, so I guess it was only the last one that broke.
Mom.
So we still have 5 that made it. And this sad little guy broke. I don't think that there's any repairing this. It's pretty shattered in there. I guess it wasn't just the silverware that we heard, but okay. Only one casualty. That's not too bad, right? No, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Can I see what else is in there?
No, it's a surprise. I'll show you, but they're gonna have to wait for the thrift haul. Okay? Okay. Y'all, I cannot believe that I fell down the stairs with my vintage / antique ironstone. Literally, could it have been anything else? Oh, y'all. Okay, well, I'll show this to you first just so I can, you know, get the embarrassment out. And listen, this doesn't have anything to do with any of the projects that I'm working on. If I see something that I love, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna show it to you. So, you know, don't be mad at me. So this collection actually started a couple of years ago. Gosh, no, it was more than a couple of years ago. I was still in our old blue house and I was at the Goodwill. And while I was there for $3.99, maybe I can go back and find the original video of this, I found this ironstone plate. So before this, I had been collecting what's called Independence ironstone. It's in more of like a octagon, hexagon shape. I can't remember. I think it's octagon. And these are called Federalist ironstone. So you can see that this one's actually in pretty good condition. It could surely be washed, but I'm not gonna do that. But along with that one, I found two of these little guys. And so that was $3.99. You can see a little bit better right there. But again, it needs to be washed. But I got these, I think, for 99 cents a piece. I wanted to show you guys just the like discoloration and the crazing in these. I love that. I think that these are so pretty. I kind of put up all of my Independence ironstone. I have like a whole collection and I have chosen to only display these two little plates along with this larger one in our big hutch. Every time I go, my favorite section, I think at the thrift store, is the, what do you call this? Not flatware. Flatware? Dinnerware section? I don't know, whatever you want to call all this stuff. It's my favorite section of the thrift store. And every single time for years, I have looked for these, never found them until this last week when I was searching for something completely different. Look at all of these. Okay, I can't remember how much I showed you in my little video that I filmed right after I fell. But these are just awesome. You can see that these also have like really nice crazing in them, at least on a lot of them. I just love the real like vintage antique look that gives these. I don't know if you can tell how old these are by the numbers that are on the back. Maybe it tells you like the batch or something. These say Federalist ironstone, made in Japan, dishwasher safe, oven proof. So if it says dishwasher, then that can't be antique because there's no dishwashers back then. 42381-4. So I don't know if y'all want to do some research, you can. Mama ain't got the time to do research these days. So I found, let's see, minus the two that I already had, 7, 8, 9 of these little plates. And then I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, RIP number 6 of these little bowls. Probably not very wise of me to hold these all together. Anyway, I was just so happy that after years of searching for these, that I was able to find them, and I cannot wait to display these in my hutch. Okay, so while we're on the breakable theme, I found this Roseville, it's called Ransbottom, right? Robinson Ransbottom, Roseville, Ohio, USA number 303 pitcher. Found this guy for $3.99. Y'all, I feel a little bit like a hypocrite because I totally have bought this in the past and either sold it or, no, I've never donated it. I've always sold it because I feel like this is worth selling because these really are nice. Whenever I see it at the thrift store, I feel for it. Like, I do not want this to go to the landfill. And so I did wind up grabbing this little guy. You can see on here also that it's got some crazing as well. It's got a little patina to it, you know? I just figured we are up in my girls' room and they have like all of these plants that are up here. I am really bad about washing them, not washing them, watering them because we don't have an actual pitcher up here on this level of the house. So I have to bring it from downstairs all the way upstairs. So I thought, you know what? Let's keep a pitcher up here. I can use this for watering the girls' plants, and if not, it would look so cute with some little like flowers or something put in it during springtime. So I couldn't leave it behind, people. Okay, and my last breakable item is this guy. And if you're wondering, Kristen, didn't you just buy a bread pan? The answer is yes, I did. And I lost it. Okay, I didn't really lose it. I took it to my dad's house, made him some banana bread, gave it to him, and never got it back. Thanks, Dad. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, the one that I got before was like $1.99, maybe 99 cents. I can't even remember. I literally just bought this thing with you guys, like literally within the last 6 months, and already lost it. But I will say that while I was searching for these, I was looking for one that is in this kind of like smoked glass color. Well, I haven't been able to find one until now. But y'all, this thing was labeled at $5.99 for this one piece of glassware. I can't. I did, but I can't. Ugh, I'm mad. Why was this $6 at a thrift store? I sit over here and complain, but I still pay for it, I guess. Anyway, I figured it's vintage. At least I hope it is, you know? I'm gonna say that it is. I'm gonna say it to you guys that it is, and maybe you guys will think that I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it says oven proof, microwave safe, made in the USA. So it doesn't really have like a brand or anything on it. Lord knows what this is, but it's gonna be the home for some banana bread here real soon. Okay, so don't you love how I had this whole project as buying things for my future projects? Well, let's get to that, okay? Because we're not trying to be liars over here. So first, with our kitchen renovation that we have planned. At our old house, we had a single basin sink, and I loved that thing. It was awesome. It was so big. I got it from IKEA, and it was just like a kitchen, like farmhouse sink, and it was great. Anyway, we moved into our house that we have now. Actually, when Lisa from Farmhouse and Boone came and visited and stayed with us, she told me that our sink was actually the same one that she had. That was also from IKEA, but they no longer make it anymore. Anyway, it's a double sink. It's like fine, you know, it serves its purpose. That sink is busted, and I'll tell you the story whenever we get to the actual video, but I'm gonna be replacing it again with a single sink. Well, the thing that is kind of nice about the double sink is that you can have one side to like dry your dishes. Well, if you have a single basin sink, you don't have that anymore. So I bought this wooden drying rack. We had one of these at our old house with our single basin sink just for drying stuff. What is happening with my brain? Here we go. Set it like this, dry all your little dishes on it. Let's see, I got it for $3 and clearly $3.99. There, I have to hold it in front of my face. $3.99. I just thought that this was really pretty. I can't tell if it's vintage or not, but that doesn't bother me. It doesn't have to be vintage. I love a timeless piece, and I feel like this looks very timeless. So hopefully this will work for us in our new kitchen for drying stuff. Okay, next for our, what do you want to call it? Basement makeover. I'm laughing because our basement is so terrifying. My goal is to try to cover up all of the hideousness in that basement. And truthfully, we've got so many pipes or water lines or electrical, like all the stuff that's hanging down. And it is just so obvious when you go down there. Like there's no hiding it. I've thought about like, what if I painted it all a color, you know, like all one color, but you would still be able to, I mean, you could still see it all. So the solution that I've come up with is to actually hang a curtain over a good chunk of all of the ugliness. I'm like putting together this whole like structure to hold a big giant piece of cloth. I have been going from thrift store to thrift store to thrift store trying to find a cloth that has a nice pattern. And because I'm cheap, I'm trying to find a bed sheet because, you know, I could pay for fabric and maybe I will ultimately wind up doing that. I looked through so many bed sheets, I cannot even tell you. and I could not find one that I liked. I remembered that down in the depths of my basement, in some like old sewing craft that I was planning on doing, I had this single, it's a single bed sheet. So this used to be on our beds in our playroom. It was just a vintage one that I found thrifting forever ago. I can't even remember how much I bought it for. It was from God knows where. I'm sure it was like $1.99 or something like that. It's just this like nice kind of window check pattern. The only thing that I don't love about it is that it is not the same pattern on the back side. Anyway, my goal, I really wanted to get some kind of like dark blue pattern, but I think before I go and spend, you know, $60 on material, I would like to try this first. We're gonna give it a whirl. Hopefully this is going to be large enough. Like I said, I was looking at king sheets before because I knew that that would be enough material to really cover a good majority of the wall. This is a single. We'll see how it does. But you know what? We always try to shop our house or to shop thrifted before we go spending all the big bucks over here in our house at least. Also, I'm going to try to make even the ugly parts of this basement, I'm going to try to make them look as cute and honestly as intentional as possible. Because I think part of what I don't like about our basement is that it's just so haphazard. Like things have just been thrown down there. There's no like design element to it whatsoever. I think I've just always been so depressed by it that I was just like, screw this, I'm over it. Like throw the laundry in. Now that we have a new nice washer and dryer that we're getting, I want to make everything around it look a little bit nicer. So I did find this print at the thrift store. This guy was $3.99. You can see it's like these antique Crocs. I have had some of y'all reach out to me just about your own Croc collections, and I know that many of you guys collect this style. Like these are the OGs. Like these bad boys are probably 150 years old. The funny thing about this is that even the frame for it, it's like literally particle board. Like this is not a nice thing at all, but I loved that the frame that they have for it, like this is a printed material. This isn't even wood, but the way that they have it, it looks like it's got like chips in it and everything. For being like a cheapo piece, I feel like they did a pretty good job with this. Obviously you can see that this is like literally just flat paper. It could probably use a little bit of texture. Maybe I could do like the Mod Podge thing or whatever to give it a little bit of like, maybe look painted what's somewhat, I don't know. Anyway, super cute. I think I'm gonna put it down there just to, you know, have on one of our ugly walls to be like, look, here's something that's not ugly. All right, my last two pieces are just for fun. First, I had to get this. Y'all know I've shared with you that my husband is like, my thing is thrifting, homemaking, intentional living, like YouTube, all this stuff, right? Like I literally take over our whole house. My husband's primary passion, outside of like worship and serving our family in that regard, he loves Nike. And so our girls all know this about him. He's bought them like a couple of cute little like shoes to match him. Like that's kind of his thing, you know? So I figure we save money in a lot of areas. And so if he wants to buy a pair of Nike shoes, I can't give him too much of a hard time because I literally take over our entire house. But I found the shirt at the thrift store and it wasn't like the cheapest thing. It was, gosh, I took the tag off already because Ivy wore this recently. But it is just this Nike little cute hoodie, and y'all, it looks so cute on her. I can't even tell you. I think it may have been even up to $5.99. I want to say it was $5, but I don't think it was $4.99. I think it was $5.99. But I'm sure that this would have been like significantly more than that new. And I will say that it is in like pristine condition. Like this thing looks and feels like nobody has ever worn it before. So take that one up for Ivy. It has like, she loves it. She walks around the house and she's like, Dad, like, look, Nike. And Josh is like, babe, like you got this. That's my girl. Anyway, I'm not over here wearing Nike, just my children. And lastly, I couldn't help but pick this up because I thought it was so cute. This was $2.99. Oh my gosh, listen, this focus is out of control. It is just some little winter jammies. Hannah Anderson. I'm not really familiar with this brand, but it's 100% cotton. And it was just so cute. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just like little winter kind of Christmassy pajamas. So these are size, they're kind of large. I think it's 10, 12, which Rosie's like 9 almost. She probably won't be able to wear these until, I don't know, maybe next year she can. But it just has a shirt and some pants to go along with it. And y'all, I love me some Christmas winter jammies. And the fact that they're 100% cotton, that don't hurt either. So anyway, y'all, how do you like how I'm making these videos? Like, no, I'm trying to be better about thrifting. Like, we're trying to be good over here. And then I'm like, let's go to the thrift store. I really do try to be intentional about how I'm spending my money and not bringing in things that we don't need. But I will say that everything in here, I have a plan for it. So I'm trying not to feel too bad about it. Plus, I just love thrifting and I love sharing this with you guys. If you guys love this kind of content as well, y'all should just, you know, jump on board with me. If you want to subscribe, that would be so awesome and I would really appreciate it. I love taking y'all along on all this kind of stuff, whether it's like Facebook Marketplace or thrift hauls. I do like a lot of seasonal type content, whether it's decorating or homemaking, all that kind of stuff. So if y'all are into that, you're in the right place. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to show you how I get these all integrated into our home. So until next time, we will see you later. Bye.